Have you ever wondered why we let our emotions control us, despite knowing better? It's a question that has puzzled humans from the dawn of time. Indeed, emotions are powerful forces that can shape our perception of the world, our relationships, and fundamentally, our actions. It's like that time you impulsively purchased a pair of shoes that you didn't really need, all because you were feeling a bit blue. Or when you lashed out at a loved one in a fit of anger, only to regret it moments later. Emotions can be as unpredictable as a summer storm, as intense as the sun's rays, and sometimes as destructive as a hurricane. But what if I told you there's a way to understand these emotions better, to gain control over them rather than letting them control you? Yes, you heard it right. Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us to detach from our emotions, to observe them, understand them, and then act in a manner that is rational and balanced. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or turning into emotionless robots. Quite the contrary. It's about acknowledging that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we react to it. We can choose to not let anger, fear, or sadness dictate our actions. Instead, we can observe these emotions, understand their root cause, and then decide how we want to respond. Imagine the power in being able to do that. To be able to stand in the face of a storm, not with fear, but with calmness and clarity. To be able to choose your actions based on reason and not impulse. That's the power of Stoicism. That's the power you hold within you. Now imagine a world where you're the one in control, not your emotions. Intriguing, isn't it? Allow me to share an interesting tale that might just change your perspective. Picture this. A man of immense power, standing at the helm of the mightiest empire the world had ever seen. Yet his heart and mind were as calm as a placid lake. This man was none other than Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a practitioner of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius was not just any ruler. He was the last of the 5 good emperors of Rome, a philosopher king and a Stoic. He was a man who had everything: power, wealth, and fame. Yet he was never swayed by these worldly possessions. Instead, he lived a life of simplicity, grounded in the principles of Stoicism. Let's delve into a particular chapter of his life. Marcus was leading his troops in the Marcomannic Wars, a period of extreme unrest and turmoil. Amidst the chaos of war, the plague, and political upheaval, Marcus remained unshaken. He was a beacon of calm and stability, not because he was immune to the hardships, but because he practiced Stoic wisdom. He believed that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And this is where the Stoic wisdom comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are the result of our judgments and not of the events themselves. When things go south, it is not the situation that causes us distress, but our perception of it. Marcus faced the same trials and tribulations that we do. He had his share of disappointments, heartbreaks, and failures. Yet he didn't let these events control his emotions. Instead, he used his Stoic wisdom to navigate through these stormy seas. He controlled his emotions, not by suppressing them, but by understanding them. When faced with adversity, Marcus would ask himself, is this something that's in my control? If it was, he would take action. If it wasn't, he would let it go. He understood that worrying about things beyond his control was a futile endeavor. This simple, yet powerful mindset allowed him to maintain his composure even in the face of adversity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic wisdom. By controlling our perception of events, we can control our emotional response to them. So, the next time you find yourself overwhelmed by your emotions, remember the tale of Marcus Aurelius. Remember that you have the power to control your mind. You have the power to decide how you respond to life's challenges. Just like our Stoic hero, we too can use Stoic wisdom to navigate through the stormy seas of our emotions. So how can we apply the lessons from our Stoic hero to our own lives? In our previous scene, we delved into the life of a Stoic, someone who was always composed, even when life threw the worst at them. But how does one actually become a Stoic? How do we practice Stoicism in our daily lives to gain control over our emotions? First, we need to grasp the essence of mindfulness, a fundamental aspect of Stoicism. Mindfulness, in the context of Stoicism, is the conscious awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's about being present in the moment, understanding what's happening inside and outside of us. It's about acknowledging our emotions without letting them control us. Imagine you're in a heated argument and you feel the rage boiling up inside you. Rather than letting the anger take control and say things you might regret later, mindfulness teaches you to pause. Recognize the anger, but don't let it dictate your actions. Instead, choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Now, this might sound easier said than done. It's not easy to remain calm when the storm is raging. This is where acceptance comes into play. Acceptance, another key aspect of Stoicism, is about embracing reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. When we face an upsetting situation, our natural instinct might be to resist, to wish things were different. But Stoics understand that life is unpredictable and full of ups and downs. They accept the good with the bad, the joy with the sorrow. Acceptance allows us to remain composed in the face of adversity, reducing the intensity of negative emotions. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us the wisdom of differentiating between what we can and cannot control. We often waste our energy fretting over things beyond our control, causing unnecessary stress and anxiety. Stoics, on the other hand, focus their energy on what they can control, their actions, reactions, and attitudes. For instance, you can't control the weather on your big day, but you can certainly plan for contingencies. You can't control what others think of you, but you can control how you perceive yourself. By focusing on what we can control, we can reduce our emotional turmoil and lead a more peaceful and content life. Incorporating these practices into our daily lives won't happen overnight. It requires patience, persistence, and a lot of self-reflection. But the rewards are well worth the effort. Remember, the path to emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings, but understanding and managing them. It's about recognizing that emotions are a part of us, but they don't define us. It's about finding that inner calm amidst the chaos, that sense of peace amidst the turmoil. That's the power of Stoicism. That's the power of emotional control. Remember, the path to emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings, but understanding and managing them. Now, let's summarize what we've learned today. We started our journey by acknowledging the immense power of emotions. These unseen forces can make us feel on top of the world one moment and push us down into the depths the next. They can propel us towards our goals or steer us off course. But as we've learned, they don't have to control us. We then took a trip back in time to ancient Greece, where the philosophy of Stoicism was born. Stoics, like the great Epictetus, believed in the power of self-control and inner peace, teaching us that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. It's a simple concept, yet it holds the key to mastering our emotions. We dove deeper into the principles of Stoicism and discovered the significance of emotional control. Stoicism teaches us not to suppress our emotions, but to understand them, to question their origin, their purpose, and their effect on us. It's about creating a space between feeling and reaction, a moment of contemplation where we can choose our response rather than being swept away by the current of emotion. So how can we apply this Stoic wisdom to our lives? It starts with awareness. Notice when an emotional response is brewing. Pause and reflect on it. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me or is it hindering me? From there, we can start to choose our reactions, to decide if we want to ride the wave of emotion or let it pass us by. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. It takes practice and patience to gain control over our emotions, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Inner peace, resilience, and a sense of control are all within our reach. Emotions are powerful, but with Stoic wisdom, we can become the masters of our emotions, not their slaves. Thank you for watching, and remember, you have the power to control your world. Before we wrap up, there's something we want to say. We want to express our deepest gratitude to you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope that you found it enlightening and that it sparked some intriguing thoughts about the power of emotions and the wisdom of Stoicism. We're on a journey to explore life's biggest questions and uncover the wisdom of the ages. And we'd love for you to join us on this journey. So if you found the content in this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment below. Your feedback helps us create content that resonates with you, and it also helps other seekers like you find our videos. If you don't want to miss our next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the fascinating world of philosophy and personal development, make sure to turn on notifications. We're excited to continue this journey with you. Thank you once again for watching, and stay tuned for more insightful videos. Until then, remember, you have the power to control your world, and we're here to help you do just that. So until next time, stay in control.